All right, get ready to dive deep into smartphone photography. We're going to level up your skills today.
Ooh, I like it. Level up.
Yeah, we've got articles from the experts, Tan's Guide, teamisphoto.com,
Nice.
tips from YouTube creators, Matt Ma Films, Gareth Danks, even advice from a phone repair blog,
Interesting. A phone repair blog.
Fix My Mobile. They got some good insights too. Yeah. You might think your phone's just for, like, quick pics. The experts are saying today's smartphone cameras can practically rival DSLRs in quality. What do you think?
It's true, but technology is getting so good so fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Articles are talking about these crazy advancements,
Like what?
like resolution sensors. Sometimes can even shoot in RAW format now.
Raw format. Is that like serious pro stuff?
It is.
Wow.
Well, yeah, RAW gives you way more control when you're editing. Imagine you're trying to capture a sunset, right?
Right, those are tough.
All the colors, the shadows.
Yeah.
Shooting in RAW lets you tweak every little detail later.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you can make your pictures seriously amazing.
So you're saying my phone can be like a mini pro studio.
Kinda, yeah.
I like that.
But, the articles do say DSLRs still have some advantages for you. Lenses, for one, and manual control.
Makes sense.
But for everyday use,
Yeah,
your
smart.
smartphones are catching up fast.
Okay.
Plus, who wants to carry around the giant camera all the time?
No way. My bag's already full of stuff.
Right.
So smartphones win for convenience, but what about megapixels?
Megapixels.
So I need a phone with like a zillion megapixels to take pictures?
A lot of people think that, but more megapixels doesn't always mean better pictures.
Really?
For most CSOs, 12 to 16 megapixels is plenty.
Okay, so not as many as I thought.
Right. Think of megapixels like ingredients in a recipe. You don't need a ton of everything to make something delicious.
Okay, that's a good analogy, I get it. But what about those phones with 48 or 64 megapixels? What are those for?
Good question. Those super high megapixels are great for specific things.
Like
if you want to print really big photos.
Yeah.
Or if you like to zoom in and crop a lot.
Yeah.
Those extra megapixels keep the details sharp.
Makes sense. So it depends on what you want to do with the photo.
Right tool for the job.
Exactly. Megapixels are important, but they're not the whole story.
No, definitely not.
So what else do we think about?
Well, let's talk about composition.
Composition, what's that?
It's basically how you arrange things in your photo.
Okay.
Like, remember those vacation photos where you're just a tiny dot in the middle?
Oh, yeah, I've taken a few of those. Not my best look.
Right. So you want your subject to be the star, whether it's a person, a landmark, whatever. And that's where the rule of thirds comes in.
Rule of thirds. It sounds kind of mysterious.
It's not really a secret or anything. It's just a simple way to make your photos look better.
Okay, tell me more.
Imagine dividing your screen into a tic-tac-toe board.
Okay, got it.
Instead of putting your subject right in the middle,
Yeah.
try putting it off to one side where the lines intersect.
Interesting. So off-center is better.
Beauty, yeah. It creates a more balanced, more interesting image.
Cool.
And a lot of phones have grid lines you can turn on to help you do this.
Oh, that's handy. So no more boring centered photos.
Exactly. And there's another composition trick you should know about.
Okay, already. What is it?
Leaving lines.
Leading line. Yeah.
Like, think of a path leading toward a mountain.
Okay, yeah.
Or a row of trees leading to a building. Those lines pull your eye towards the subject.
Oh, I see.
And it creates gap, like the photo is telling a story.
I like that, a story in a photo.
Try different angles, different perspectives. Okay. Sometimes just taking a few steps can make a big difference.
That's cool. It's like exploring with your camera.
Exactly. And now let's talk about lighting, which is super important.
Lighting. Yeah, I've taken some bad photos in bad lighting.
Right. We all have.
Like those blurry indoor shots.
Yeah. Those happen because of bad lighting.
So what's the secret to good lighting?
Well, Natho says natural light is the best.
Okay, natural light.
But what if you're stuck inside?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Right. So first of all, avoid the flash if you can.
Really? But sometimes it's so dark.
I know, but the flash can be harsh.
It
can create weird shadows and wash out colors.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Instead, try to find soft, diffused light.
Like from a window.
Exactly. Or use a lamp.
Okay, I can try that. So even if it's not perfect lighting, you can still make it work.
Definitely. And here's a cool kit from Fix My Mobile.
Okay, what is it?
Sometimes backlighting can be really cool.
Backlight. Not bad.
Not always. It can create dramatic silhouettes. Imagine a person in front of a sunset.
Yeah.
Their outline is dark against the bright sky.
That's pretty. So backlighting can be artistic.
It can.
Yeah.
It's all about playing with light and shadow.
Okay, I like that. Now, are you ready to get a little technical?
Ooh, technical. Bring it on.
Okay, let's talk about ISO, shutter speed, all that stuff.
All right, let's start with ISO.
What's ISO?
It controls how sensitive your camera is to light.
Okay,
So if it's dark, you need to increase the ISO.
more sensitivity to light.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right, here's the thing. If you increase the ISO too much, your photos might get grainy.
Rainy.
Yeah, like those old film photos.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes that look can be cool, but too much grain can make it look blurry.
So it's a trade-off.
Exactly. You gotta find the right balance.
Okay, and what about shutter speed?
Shutter speed determines how long the shutter stays open,
Okay.
which affects how much light comes in. TMSphoto.com explains it really well. A fast shutter speed freezes motion.
Interesting.
Like if you're taking a picture of someone running, you want a fast shutter speed to avoid blur.
That makes sense. So fast shutter for action shots.
Exactly. But if you're shooting in low light,
Yeah.
you might need a slower shutter speed to let in more light,
Okay.
but that can blur any movement.
Ah, so that's why my night photos are always blurry.
It could be, yeah. But don't worry, your phone probably has a feature called live mode to help with that.
Live mode? Look at.
It's pretty cool. Gareth Dance talks about it on YouTube.
Okay.
Basically, your phone takes a short video along with the photo.
Really?
Yeah. So you can go back and choose the best frame later.
Well, that's like a time machine for photos.
It is. It's perfect for action shots or capturing a funny expression.
I meant to try that. Okay, we talked about ISO.
Yeah, sure.
Shutter speed. What was that third setting?
Yes, white balance.
White balance. What does that do?
It makes sure the colors in your photos look natural no matter the lighting.
Like if I'm shooting under fluorescent lights, which make everything look weird.
Exactly. Different types of light have different colors. Daylight is more blue, indoor light is more yellow. White balance corrects for that, so a light object looks actually light.
Makes sense. It's like color correcting for your camera.
Yeah, exactly. And helps everything look more true to life.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got these settings figured out, but are there any gadgets I can use to take even better phone photos?
Oh, yeah. Tons of cool accessories, tripods, lenses, all kinds of stuff.
Whoa, lenses for my phone. That's a thing.
It is. But first, let's talk about tripods.
Okay.
Because shaky hands can ruin a photo.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially in low light, I get the shakes.
Right. And a tripod keeps your phone perfectly still. Aussie Mobile Phone Repairs recommends them, especially for low light or long exposures.
Yeah, those long exposure night shots always look so cool. But aren't tripods big and bulky?
You can get tiny ones for your phone. Yeah, some even fit in your pocket. And there are flexible ones you can wrap around things.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, now tell me more about lenses for phones.
So external lenses can totally transform your camera.
Like how?
You can get wide-angle lenses for landscapes, macro lenses for close-ups, even fisheye lenses for that wacky, distorted look.
Whoa, so many options.
Yeah, Fix My Mobile and TMSphoto.com have some great examples of what you can do with them.
Sounds like fun.
It is. You can get some really unique shots that you wouldn't get with just your phone's lens.
Okay, you've convinced me. Lenses are going on my wish list.
Yeah,
Any specific brands you recommend?
Moment lenses are really popular.
Moment. Okay, I'll take them out. So I've got my tripod, my lenses. What's next?
Now it's time for post-processing.
Post-processing. Isn't that just putting filters on Instagram?
It can be, but it's so much more than that. It's not making your photos the best they can be.
Okay.
Think of it like baking a cake. You've made the cake, now it's time for the frosting and decoration.
I like that, making it pretty.
Right, and there are so many cool tools and techniques you can use.
Like what?
Like cropping, for example.
Cropping, yeah. I use that sometimes to fix mistakes.
Yeah, it's pretty for that.
Like I accidentally cut off someone's head in the photo.
We've all been there.
But cropping can also be used creatively, right?
Definitely. You can use it to change the focus of the photo, make it more dramatic.
Interesting.
And then there are color adjustments.
What kind of color adjustment?
You can adjust the color temperature to change the mood of the photo.
I don't know much about that.
But if you have a photo of a cozy cabin, you can make it warmer to make it feel more inviting.
Oh, like those photos that make you want to cuddle up by the fireplace.
Exactly. Or you can cool down the colors in a city at night to make it feel more moody.
Oh, I see. So color can really change the whole feel.
It can. And then there are tone curves, which can be used to make photos look like old film.
Like vintage. That's cool.
TeamUsPhoto.com suggests playing around with both. It can add a really artistic touch.
I'll have to look into that. What about retouching portraits? Should I be doing that to every photo?
It's up to you. Some people like a more natural look, others like to smooth out blemishes or enhance features.
So it's a personal choice.
Totally. You decide how you want to present your photos.
Okay, that makes sense. What about editing apps? Are there any specific features I should be looking for?
Most editing apps have a lot of the same features, like cropping, color adjustments,
There's
filters.
filters. Those are fun, but sometimes people use too many.
Yeah, a little goes a long way with filters. That can be fun, but don't overdo it. Right.
So what apps do you recommend?
Tom's Guide says PixArt is a good all-around app,
PixArt, okay.
and Snapseed is great for more serious photographers.
Got it. But there are lots of other apps out there too, right?
Yeah, you can try out a few and see what you like best.
Okay, cool. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today. This is a lot to take in.
It is, but remember, smartphone photography should be fun.
Yeah, you're right. I was starting to feel overwhelmed with all the technical stuff.
Don't worry about getting everything perfect right away. Just start with the basics.
Okay,
Composition, lighting, experiment, and see what you like.
good advice.
And as you get more comfortable, you can start exploring those more advanced settings and tools.
Okay, sounds good. And you know, it is amazing what you can do with just a smartphone these days.
It really is. And it's only going to get better from here.
I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Me too.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface of what's possible.
That's so
There's so much to learn and explore.
Yeah. And that's the best part. There's always something new. It's exciting,
Totally. And it's so cool that everyone has this powerful tool, like right in their pocket.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with a smartphone camera now.
It really is. You know, we were talking about post-processing before and how it can make our photos even better.
Oh yeah, post-processing FT.
But you said it's not just about filters, right?
Right. It's about like bringing your vision to life. But enhancing what's already rare.
Uh-huh. I like that. Makes it sound more fun.
It is fun. And there are so many cool techniques you can use.
Like what?
Well, cropping for one.
Yeah, I use that to fix mistakes sometimes.
It's great for that.
Exactly. It's a lifesaver.
But you can also use cropping to change the composition.
Really?
Yeah, you can highlight your subject or create a different mood.
Huh, I've never thought of it like that. We talked about retouching portraits before. Should I be doing that to all my photos?
Not necessarily. It depends on what you want. Some people like their photos to look more natural.
Yeah.
Others like to smooth out skin or make features pop a bit more.
So it's a personal choice.
Yeah, totally. It's your art. You decide how you want to present it.
I like that. What do you think the future holds for smartphone photography?
Who knows? But it's exciting to think about.
It is. I can't wait to see what they come up with next.
Me neither.
Yeah, it's like we have a whole studio in our pockets now.
I know, right?
Thinking back on everything we've talked about.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most, game-changing thing about smartphone photography?
That's a tough one. I think for me, it's just how versatile it is.
Versatile.
Yeah, like we can go from taking blurry snapshots to like almost professional looking photo.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's all with just a few taps on our phone.
It's crazy. And who knows what's coming next?
Right. The technology is always changing, always getting better.
Yeah. For me, I think the most exciting thing is that you don't need to be like a tech whiz to take great photos.
Totally. It's more about creativity than anything else.
Exactly. It's about seeing the world in a new way.
And capturing those moments, those stories.
Speaking of seeing the world in a new way, those external lenses we talked about are pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. Those are game changers for sure.
I never realized you could do so much with just a little add-on lens.
Right. It's like having a whole camera bag in your pocket.
And you can get such cool effects.
So yeah, like wide angle for those big landscapes.
Yeah.
Macro for those tiny details, like a flower petal or something.
Oh, that's cool.
And then fisheye for that fun, distorted look.
Yeah, those are fun. But what if I don't want to buy a bunch of lenses right now?
Well, a lot of editing apps have tools that can mimic those effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. They might not be quite as good as the real thing.
Yeah.
But it's a fun way to experiment.
That's a good point. So start with the basics and then build up your kit over time.
Exactly. Don't feel like you have to go all out right away.
Okay, good advice. So as we wrap up our deep dive into smartphone photography,
Yeah.
what's your final piece of advice for our listeners?
Don't be afraid to experiment. That's the biggest thing.
Experiment.
Yeah. Try different settings, different angles, different lighting. Just have fun with it.
That's good advice. Because really, the best camera is the one you have with you.
So true.
So keep your phone handy and capture those moments.
Yeah, capture the beauty in the everyday.
And don't be afraid to break the rules sometimes.
Exactly. Photography is all about expressing yourself.
I love that. Well, that's it for our deep dive into smartphone photography.
Awesome.
We hope you learned a lot and that you're feeling inspired to take some amazing photos.
Yeah, get out there and have fun.
And remember, practice makes perfect. Oh, so keep experimenting, keep learning, keep snapping.
Happy snapping.
Happy snapping.